For years, cheese has carried an unfair reputation. Too rich, too salty, too indulgent. But what if I told you that the very food many people have avoided for decades might actually be one of the most effective tools for rebuilding muscle after the age of 65? The truth is this: the battle against sarcopenia, the gradual hidden muscle loss that quietly drains strength from millions of older adults, may already have a surprising ally waiting in your fridge. You simply may not have looked at it that way. In this video, I'll introduce you to 3 remarkable cheeses that supply the proteins, amino acids, and essential nutrients your muscles crave as you age. These aren't everyday snack cheeses. They are nutrient-dense, natural allies that help restore strength, support balance, and rebuild confidence. And more health experts now recommend them specifically for seniors who want to stay active and independent. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also explain how to use each of these cheeses in the smartest, safest way to get the most benefit with the least risk. For more than 30 years, I've worked closely with older adults, helping them maintain mobility, rebuild strength, and protect their independence. Throughout those decades, I've watched many nutrition strategies come and go, but these 3 cheeses consistently stand out because they match exactly what the aging body needs. So let's begin with the first one. A cheese many people underestimate, yet one that provides exceptional support for muscle repair and preservation: cottage cheese. Cheese number 3. To some, it may seem too simple or even bland, a leftover from old-fashioned diet trends. But when it comes to nourishing aging muscles, cottage cheese is one of the most powerful foods you can include after 65. The reason is straightforward: protein density. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese delivers about 14 grams of protein for around 80 calories, which means nearly 70% of its calories come from protein. This matters because as we age, protein becomes more than just fuel. It becomes a vital defense against muscle loss. Muscles rely on a steady flow of amino acids to repair and rebuild, and one amino acid in particular, leucine, plays a leading role in that process. Leucine acts like a switch that signals the body, it's time to repair, it's time to strengthen. The challenge is that with age, muscles become less responsive to these signals. They need a larger amount of leucine to activate the same repair mechanisms. Most older adults require around 3 grams of leucine at each meal to truly stimulate muscle rebuilding. Cottage cheese provides more than a gram in just half a cup. That means a single serving already moves you a third of the way toward that important leucine target. But what makes cottage cheese even more impressive is the type of protein it contains. Most of it is casein, a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids gradually over 6 to 8 hours. Think of it like a time-release system, feeding your muscles steadily rather than all at once. This slow release is extremely valuable at night. During sleep, the body goes many hours without food, and in older adults, this is when muscle breakdown accelerates the most. Eating cottage cheese before bed supplies a gentle stream of amino acids throughout the night, helping reduce muscle loss while you rest. The benefits of cottage cheese extend well beyond its protein content. It also supplies crucial minerals like calcium and phosphorus, nutrients that support far more than bone strength. Both play essential roles in how muscles contract, relax, and generate force. Every time a muscle fiber fires, calcium is involved in that process. So even with plenty of protein, low calcium levels can limit how strong and responsive your muscles feel. Phosphorus is equally important. It helps your cells manage and transfer energy, supporting the ability to move, lift, and stay active. For many older adults who struggle with daily fatigue, this extra support can make a meaningful difference. Now let's talk about how to apply all this information in a practical, everyday way, because understanding the science is helpful. But knowing how to use it in real life is what creates real results. One of the easiest strategies is adding cottage cheese to your morning routine. After 8 to 10 hours of overnight fasting, your body wakes up in a catabolic state, meaning it has been breaking down muscle tissue for energy. A protein-rich breakfast shifts your system from muscle breakdown to muscle building. Just half a cup of cottage cheese paired with a handful of fresh berries provides protein, leucine, and antioxidants to start the day strong. For those who prefer savory flavors, cottage cheese can easily be transformed into a refreshing, nutrient-rich dish. Mix it with chopped cucumber, tomatoes, and fresh herbs, and you get a satisfying meal that fuels both your muscles and your appetite. Lunch is another perfect opportunity. Cottage cheese works well as a base for protein-packed dips, blends nicely with vegetables, and can be added to wraps or salads to elevate their nutritional value. Many people even use it as a substitute for mayonnaise in chicken or tuna salads, dramatically increasing protein content while cutting down on unhealthy fats. At dinner, cottage cheese can stand in for ricotta in pasta dishes or casseroles, creating a lighter meal that still delivers high-quality protein. And if the texture isn't your favorite, blending it into smoothies makes it almost unnoticeable while preserving all of its benefits. Imagine a simple evening routine. You finish a short walk, 10 or 15 minutes around the neighborhood, and then sit down with a small bowl of cottage cheese. Your muscles, recently used and ready, are primed to absorb nutrients, and the slow-digesting protein continues supporting them steadily through the night. Over the course of weeks and months, a routine like this can create noticeable changes. Tasks that once felt challenging, like climbing stairs or rising from a chair, begin to feel more manageable. What many people assume is an unavoidable part of aging can often be slowed dramatically and in some cases even gently reversed. This is why cottage cheese ranks so highly when it comes to protecting muscle in later life. It's simple, affordable, easy to find, and incredibly effective. Yet despite all these advantages, it remains surprisingly underused. Many people still think of it as a bland diet food from the past, not realizing how powerful it can be when used intentionally. If your goal is to maintain independence, reduce the risk of falls, and keep your energy levels steady as you age, cottage cheese deserves a regular spot in your kitchen. It's a reminder that a soft, humble food can quietly become one of the strongest allies in preserving muscle. But this is just one part of the bigger picture. To fully support your body, we also need to look at a cheese that works differently. More concentrated, richer, and far more nutrient-dense. That cheese is Parmesan. Cheese number 2. When most people think of Parmesan, they imagine a quick sprinkle over pasta or a light dusting on top of soup. What many overlook is that Parmesan is actually one of the most powerful nutrition sources older adults can add to their diet. Just a single ounce, about the size of your thumb, contains more than 10 grams of complete protein. That's nearly comparable to a serving of chicken or fish, packed into a much smaller portion. For older adults who often eat less than they used to, this concentration is incredibly valuable. Being able to deliver so much nourishment in such a compact amount means you can meet your muscles' needs without eating overly large meals. The secret lies in the way Parmesan is created. Authentic Parmesan, known as Parmigiano Reggiano in Italy, is aged for at least 2 years. During this extensive aging process, natural enzymes slowly break the proteins down into smaller, easier-to-digest fragments. This essentially prepares the protein before it even reaches your stomach, making it gentler on digestion and easier for the body to absorb. Many older adults experience bloating, discomfort, or sluggish digestion after eating protein-heavy meals. Parmesan avoids much of this problem, providing high-quality protein without the heaviness that often follows other foods. Another major advantage of the long aging process is that Parmesan becomes almost completely lactose-free. This is especially important as people get older, since lactose intolerance becomes more common with age. While milk or softer cheeses may cause discomfort, authentic Parmesan is typically well tolerated, even by those who usually avoid dairy products. This means older adults can enjoy one of the richest protein sources available with far less worry about digestive issues. But Parmesan's benefits don't stop at protein. It's also an impressive source of calcium. Just 1 ounce contains over 300 milligrams, roughly a quarter of the daily recommended intake for most adults. Although calcium is often mentioned in connection with bone strength, it's equally essential for muscle function. Every muscle contraction in the body relies on calcium. Without enough of it, muscles become weaker, less coordinated, and slower to respond. By offering both protein and calcium in a single concentrated food, Parmesan becomes a dual protector of both muscle and mobility. So the next question is, how can you actually include Parmesan in your daily routine in a way that supports muscle health? Fortunately, the answer is simple: grate it fresh. The difference between a block of real Parmesan and the pre-grated options sold in containers is much bigger than most people realize. Fresh Parmesan has a stronger flavor, better texture, and higher nutrient integrity, which means you need much less of it to feel satisfied. A tablespoon sprinkled over scrambled eggs at breakfast instantly transforms a basic meal into a protein-rich start to the day. At lunch, adding Parmesan to soups, salads, or even sandwiches not only boosts flavor but also contributes meaningful amounts of protein and calcium. For dinner, Parmesan pairs beautifully with roasted vegetables or whole grain dishes, creating meals that are satisfying and supportive of muscle strength. It even makes an excellent snack. Cut into small pieces and paired with nuts or fruit, Parmesan offers a balanced combination of protein, healthy fats, and natural sweetness. Far better than sugary or processed snacks that offer calories without supporting muscle. Because Parmesan is so concentrated, even a few small bites can make a noticeable difference. This is one of the key principles I emphasize often. It's not about eating large quantities. It's about choosing foods that deliver consistent, high-quality nutrition in every serving. Small, nutrient-dense portions eaten regularly have a much greater impact on muscle health than occasional large meals. What also sets Parmesan apart is its ability to provide both immediate and long-term benefits. In the short term, it delivers easily absorbed protein and calcium that your muscles can use right away. In the long term, it supports bone density, improves muscle function, and helps maintain overall stability, reducing the risk of falls or fractures that can dramatically affect independence. Some hesitate because authentic Parmesan can seem more expensive than other cheeses. But when you look at its value, the picture becomes clearer. Since Parmesan is so nutrient-dense, you only need small amounts. An ounce or two a day goes a long way towards supporting your muscles. And when compared to protein powders or specialized supplements, Parmesan is both cost-effective and natural. Its rich flavor also helps reduce cravings for less nutritious foods, making it easier to stay on track. In the long run, investing in real Parmesan isn't a luxury. It's a smart choice for preserving strength, balance, and independence. Think of it as the perfect counterpart to cottage cheese. Where cottage cheese provides a slow, steady stream of protein over time, Parmesan delivers a concentrated burst of muscle-supporting nutrition in just a few bites. Together, they form a powerful combination, one nourishing the body gradually, the other offering quick, efficient reinforcement. This balance is exactly what aging muscles need: consistent support, efficient absorption, and reliable recovery. Yet Parmesan is not the end of the story. There's still one more cheese that brings something entirely different to the table. Unlike the slow-digesting casein of cottage cheese and the dense nutrition of Parmesan, this third cheese works fast, delivering immediate fuel to muscles that need repair and energy. It also supports heart and circulation health, offering benefits that go far beyond strength alone. That cheese is ricotta, and it's the final piece in the fight against sarcopenia. Cheese number 1. Ricotta is completely different from both cottage cheese and Parmesan. Yet it completes the picture in a perfect way. Where cottage cheese offers steady, slow nourishment and Parmesan provides dense, concentrated protein, ricotta brings something unique to aging muscles: speed. Ricotta is made from whey, the liquid that remains after other cheeses are produced. This might sound simple, but whey protein is the fastest absorbing protein available. Within just 30 to 60 minutes, it begins reaching your muscles, delivering fuel at the exact moment your body is most ready to rebuild. For older adults whose muscles respond more slowly to typical protein signals, this rapid absorption provides a powerful advantage. A half cup of whole milk ricotta contains around 14 grams of protein, similar to cottage cheese. But the type of protein is different. It's rich in branched-chain amino acids, or BCAAs, a special group of nutrients that bypass the liver and go straight to the muscles. This means your muscles don't have to wait. They can start using these building blocks right away. The effect becomes even stronger after movement. Whether it's a short walk, gardening, or a few minutes of light strength exercises, your body enters a state where it absorbs protein more effectively. Eating ricotta within 2 hours of activity maximizes muscle repair and encourages steady growth. The real power of ricotta becomes clear when you combine it with proper timing. Nutrition isn't only about what you eat, it's also about when you eat it. After a full night of fasting, the body naturally shifts into a state where it begins breaking down muscle tissue for energy. That's why breakfast presents the most important opportunity of the day to reverse overnight muscle loss. Studies show that consuming 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast helps switch the body from muscle breakdown to muscle-building lunch and dinner, offer additional chances to keep muscles fueled. But many older adults fall into a pattern of eating too lightly early in the day and saving most of their protein for dinner. Unfortunately, this light, heavy pattern is not ideal for aging muscles. The body can't store protein for later use. It can only utilize around 25 to 35 grams at a single time. So when most of the day's protein is packed into one large evening meal, a significant portion goes unused. A better strategy is to spread protein evenly throughout the day. Ricotta's mild flavor and versatility make this easier than most people expect. A small serving at lunch helps balance protein intake and provides consistent nourishment for your muscles. Beyond meals, timing matters around activity as well. Even light movement, like a short walk, stretching, or simple strength exercises, helps your muscles become more responsive to protein. That's why pairing food with activity creates a much stronger effect. A brief walk followed by ricotta or a few minutes of resistance training followed by cottage cheese can significantly boost muscle repair compared to eating the same foods without movement. It's also important to address concerns people have about cheese. Many worry about lactose, cholesterol, or sodium. The good news, these three cheeses are generally well tolerated. Parmesan is almost lactose-free, while ricotta and cottage cheese contain small amounts that most people digest easily. There are a few exceptions to keep in mind. People with kidney problems should speak with a doctor before increasing protein, since the kidneys manage protein byproducts. Those taking blood thinners also need consistent vitamin K intake, so any major dietary change, including adding cheese, should be discussed with a healthcare professional. These points don't mean you must avoid cheese. They simply mean your intake should be steady and guided if you have certain conditions. After more than 30 years working with older adults, one thing is clear. Aging does not automatically mean weakness. The body can repair and grow far longer than most assume. What it needs is proper fuel, delivered at the right times, paired with even gentle movement. These three cheeses offer that fuel in forms that are simple, accessible, and surprisingly effective. Now the choice is yours. You can view cheese as something to avoid, or you can see it as a tool to maintain balance, strength, and independence as you age. The body you'll rely on years from now is shaped by the choices you make today. When you choose foods that support muscle repair, you give yourself the best chance not just to live longer, but to live stronger. Your muscles are ready to respond. You just have to give them the nourishment they need. With the right habits, even small improvements add up. A few minutes of daily movement paired with steady protein from these cheeses can help restore strength, protect mobility, and support overall well-being. It doesn't require extreme diets or intense workouts, just consistent, smart choices. Think of each meal as an opportunity to feed your muscles what they need. A scoop of cottage cheese in the morning, a little ricotta after activity, or a sprinkle of Parmesan at lunch or dinner can make a meaningful difference in how strong and stable you feel. What matters most is not perfection, but repetition. The body thrives when nourishment is delivered regularly throughout the day. Before we finish, remember this. Muscle loss is not an inevitable part of aging. Your body can still rebuild, strengthen, and stay active when you give it the right support. Cottage cheese for slow, steady nourishment. Parmesan for concentrated protein and calcium. Ricotta for fast recovery and heart-friendly benefits. Each one plays a different role, but together they form a powerful trio that helps protect strength, balance, and independence. Make small, consistent changes. A serving at breakfast, a sprinkle at lunch, a scoop after light activity. Your muscles will respond. Feed them well, move a little each day, and you can stay stronger, steadier, and more confident as the years go on.